Okay, let me just give you the brief idea about what we had done last time around. We had almost done this data validation, which was related to putting the restrictions and validations on the data. When I say restrictions and validations on the data, that means you want to allow only that kind of a data which has been allowed by you, right? Rest everything should not be allowed to be entered. We have also seen how to customize the message. We have also seen how to give the pre-message as well as the post-message. When I say pre-message, that means if someone is trying to enter something, so right before the entry of the data, it should give you some message. And right after posting something which is invalid, it gives you something as a message, right? So that's what we have done till now. Now today we would be exploring the customization of the data validation option, and along with that we would go to the lookups and we would try to
Sir,
explore.
sorry to cut you. Sir, can you just join the Gaurav? Accept the request of his.
Gaurav is joining from outside the MEFGI ID actually.
Yes, sir, because his ID is not working. That's why.
Okay, then on daily basis, what does he do?
Sir, on daily basis he do join with his Marwadi University ID, but today the ID is not working on the laptop. That's why he is joining with his other
Oh,
ID.
fine, no worries, fine. Okay, okay, I've admitted him. Admitted in this lecture.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
एडमिट का मतलब ही कुछ अलग हो गया है तो एडमिट कर दिया एडमिट कहाँ कर दिया भाई लेक्चर में ओके so today where I was telling about, yes, customization of the data validation option. We will be putting some formulas. So let's go to the task without wasting much of time now. Allow only the text in the gender column by using the formula in the data validation. And that task we need to do in task number 3, cell referencing. So task number 3, cell referencing, is this one. And here in this case, that's the gender column I have. If you do not have the gender column, you will have to prepare it. Please insert one column and give the heading gender. Please also give the heading of age and also give the heading of attendance. Good. Once that is done, then in gender, we want to allow only the text, nothing else. But this is by using the formula in the data validation. Now, if anyone tries to enter anything which is numbers or which is not the text, then Excel should stop it. It could be related to the dates, it can be related to the time, it can be related to any sort of a data in a format which is not in a text alphabets. So Excel should restrict it. Step number 1 is always going to be the selection of the data. Then you go to the data tab. Then we go to the data validation. In a data tab, I would go to the data validation. And in data validation, we would go to the allow option, and over there you must be able to see there is something called custom, right? So I am choosing that option of custom, and here I would be giving the formula, and the formula should state that it should allow only the text. I have already stated quite a few times to all the students that here we'll have to tell to the Excel what is allowed, not what is disallowed. So what is allowed? Starting with the sign of equal to. There is one formula in Excel starts with is text, right? So you will be using the is text, opening the bracket, and in the bracket we would give the link of the cell, the first cell over here, that's gonna be D16 in my case. Now do not give the dollar reference to this D16 because we do not want to lock D and 16. We want to keep it as it is because for the next one it should be D17, for the next one it should be D17, and so on. So it must be the relative reference. If the dollar sign is inserted, please remove it. closing the bracket, then just press OK. Nothing else. My dear friends, nothing else. So now if you enter say male, and it will accept. But if you will enter 2, it should disallow you. So any sort of a number or any kind of a format of the data which is not in a text will not be allowed over here. That's as simple as that. The formula is very easy. Is text, opening the bracket and select the first cell without taking any absolute referencing. Press OK. You would have the data validation at all the places where you have applied it. Is it clear? May we have the confirmation from the students, please, that you are there with me till now? No confirmation yet. Only from Jaidev I have received it, others I am waiting. I hope you have got my formula. And in the similar line, we would be having the formula for number as well, right? In the age column. Over there, we will be exploring the same option again. If it is done, just please let me know. Okay, from Deepesh, from Vishal, good to see that one gender is doing well today. Another gender which had speed up, the progress in the recent lectures. Right now it is remaining little silent. I don't know why. So what's the status of Dhruv, Nitesh, Shreya, Titli, Vishal, and all? Okay, let's do it for the age as well now. Now let's go to the task. Let's read it out. What's there in that? The next task is allow only number in the age column by using the formula in data validation. So we want to allow only the numbers and nothing else. Okay. So step number 1, can someone tell me step number 1? It's always going to be the selection of the data where you want to put the restriction or the validation. So here in this case, this age is going to be my selected range of data. Then you have the data. Then you go to data validation. In that you select the custom. Over there, the starting with the sign off equal to, then you would be pressing is number. Instead of is text, you are writing is number. Because there is one formula function in Excel starts with is text and is number. I would also be telling you the utility of it in the cells. So is number, opening the bracket, you would be giving the reference to the cell. And the reference would be the first and foremost cell. In this case, it's gonna be E16. Please make sure, my dear friends, there is no dollar sign, neither before E nor before 16. Closing the bracket, pressing the enter. Now, if you try to enter anything over there which is in a text, it should disallow you. But if I write something in number, it is allowing me to do so. Here in this case, I have the percentage. I can convert that percentage into the numbers. You people are aware about it. How? Once you select the data, you go to the home tab. Instead of percentage, I would be selecting the option of numbers here. In the numbers section, my mouse cursor is over there. Please check it out. Pressing enter. Now here it has taken the decimal. Let me write it again. It's 34. 45. Ankita would be like 45. इतनी ज्यादा उम्र कर दी मेरी तो अंकिता की प्रॉब्लम है ना हम क्यों टेंशन ले उसमें then we have 24 then we have 34 or whatever you want to write but it should allow only the numbers and nothing else. I hope it's absolutely clear to everyone. May I have the confirmation on this please? Good. Good, quite fast. Good to see that. We have received the confirmation from many students. Good. Now, I had told you, my dear friends, that here we want to give the restriction. Let's first go to the task. Allow only 1 or 0 in attendance column. So task number 3, cell referencing, we are going over there. Now while writing the attendance, please make sure that I want to write only either 0 or 1. No number except 0 or 1 shall be allowed. Because based on the 0 and 1, my hell lot of many calculations would be dependent on that, various charts would be prepared on that, various lookups will be done. That's entirely my concern, what's the reason behind it. But I want only 0 or 1, and every one of you also wants 0 or 1. Step number 1 you are aware about. Selection of the data. Then you go to the data tab. Just a minute. Data tab. Then we go to the data validation. Custom. And here, please put it in the back of your mind. There are 2 conditions, my dear friends. Condition number 1 is that cell shall be equal to 1. Whatever the cell that we are giving the reference shall be equal to 1. That's the condition number 1. Or it should be equal to 0. Nothing except 1 or 0 shall be accepted by that cell. Can someone tell me what should we do now? If you can run your logic based on the previous experiences we had about the OR and AND function, can you just tell me which function will be useful over here? Can you tell me, my dear friends?
Or
Absolutely correct. Starting with the sign of equal to, using the magnifier so that you won't have to zoom it up in your mobile phone. Some people will be like, sir, kitna chote chote akshar ho raha hai. Aap zoom use karo na. Okay. Starting with the sign of, starting with the text of OR, which is altogether a different function we have. Opening the bracket. Now in OR function, you keep on giving the logical tests, right? So first logical test is this cell, which is the attendance cell, in this case it's F16, shall be equal to 0, right? That's the first condition. Now to go to the second condition, I press the comma, because you can put as many number of conditions you want to put in OR, right or wrong. Yes sir, we are aware about it. You can put 5, 7, 8, 9, whatever you want to. Another one is selecting the same cell, that should be equal to 1. Closing the bracket. This is how my formula looks like. Equal to, or in bracket F16 equal to 0, comma F16 equal to 1. Do not forget, please put in the back of your mind, this F16 must be relative referencing. It must not be the absolute one. Pressing OK. The validations are applied. If you try to put 2, it should stop you. It will stop you. It must stop you. Otherwise, you are making the mistake somewhere. But if I enter 1, it should, oh my God, it is not allowing 1 as well. Let me check what's the problem.
Hello, sir. Can you repeat this?
Just a second. Yes, please. What do you say?
Can you repeat this?
Okay. Opening the bracket. Sorry, not opening the bracket. So selecting the data. Then you go to the data. And in data, I am going to the data validation. And in data validation, just a second, let me enter it again. The formula we enter for the OR function is like this only. Say it's the logical kind of a formula, you know. So if you put, say, if this cell is equal to 85 and you close the bracket, if the condition stands true, then it will give you the answer true, else it will tell you the false. So instead of 85, if I put 84, so it should tell me false, right? So these are the logical kind of answers. You generally in 1 and 0 you get it. So the syntax we have entered is perfectly correct. Let me just clear all the data validations again. I need to check why it's not allowing us.
It's in percentage.
Oh, got it. Now, let me check it over here. It's in a text, and here I am converting that into number. Let me check it. Is it? Now it's allowing me. Good. So if I put something over there, 6, it won't allow me. If I put 0, it's, oh, I need to convert this format. The problem here is the format of this needs to be the numbers, because we have allowed only the numbers. So if the format is there in a percentage, or it's there in a text, or it's there in some other kind of a format, it needs to be changed. So I am selecting those cells and changing the format from here, from the home tab. See, it's there in a text. Let me convert it into numbers. So now here in this case, it's 0, allowing me to do so. If I put 12, it won't allow me. So it would allow either 1 or 0. And you are aware that how to increase and decrease the decimals. Some people like, sir, 0.00. तो कर दो ना यार, decimal increase or decrease, आपकी मर्जी. Thank you very much for telling this to me. Who said this? Himali?
I said, sir.
Saraswati. Name itself is very much revered. And the literal meaning of the Saraswati is the knowledge, the goddess of knowledge. And that's been justified today. Good to see that. I hope that's clear to everyone. May I have the confirmation from the other students as well that we have got this?
Yes, sir.
Good. So keep.
Sir, I
now
have one doubt.
What do you say?
सर आई हैव वन डाउट सर जो अपना
बोलो।
नंबर है जैसे कि लास्ट में 85 लिखा हुआ है ओके उसको
हम्म।
अगर हमको वर्ड्स में कन्वर्ट करना हो तो कैसे करेंगे
किसमें?
वर्ड्स में कन्वर्ट करना हो तो नंबर को
एक फंक्शन यार, वो एक फंक्शन है उसका मैं नाम भूल गया. देयर इज वन फंक्शन, डायरेक्टली तुम उसको वर्ड में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो और वर्ड में लिखा है तो उसको नंबर में कन्वर्ट सकते हो, वैसा कोई एक है फंक्शन. तुम ऐसा डायरेक्टली गूगल में सर्च करोगे ना तो आपको बता देगा. नाम भूल गया. आई हैव यूज्ड इट सम टाइम. लेकिन आई नो दैट देयर इज वन फंक्शन फॉर दिस. Okay, let's move ahead. Then let's go ahead. Where we have the tasks. ये मैग्नीफायर यूज करते हैं ना, मेरे लिए एकदम ये हो जाता है. देखो मैग्नीफायर. हाँ, here we have the task now. Now you'll be opening the file which I have circulated today because that's gonna be the discussion point, right? We are going to explore the lookups in a very detailed manner today. I tell you that lookups are going to be extremely important when it comes to systematic search of the data. I'll tell you how and when. So let's go to the task number 1 in the lookup. Bring the age of specified employees from the master data by using the lookup. Now this is been shared with you. One workbook is there with you. Please open that workbook for today's task. I guess this is the workbook that you have got in your WhatsApp. If not, please let me know. So I'll be waiting for you for a minute. May I have the confirmation from you that you are ready with this workbook, please?
Yes, sir.
Good, thank you. Others may open that workbook, please. Okay, so here we have the task. See, you have the age given over here and you have the job category as well. So I'm deleting that. So I'm just deleting the age and the job category. You would also delete this, please, in case if it is there. Let me first tell you that what's the utility of this, huh? And accordingly, we would be going to the function later on. So let's understand the utility of this function first of all. So here in this case, we have the secondary data. Please concentrate over here on the screen. And these are the random numbers of employees whose employee ID has been written over there, right? And then you have got the master data from where you want to fetch the data. The master data consists of so many number of employees. There are 1,000 number of employees in the organization. The organization is very huge, big, gigantic. The problem is, if you want to derive or get the age of this particular employee, then the way number one you have is, you go over there, you use the find, you search it, and when you get the age, you just copy and paste it over here, right? That's the simplest way, the lemon kinda way you have. The problem is, we are not lemon. We are the data analytics students. We must be aware about some of the lookup functions in the Excel, which are nothing but the systematic search. Excel will be searching on your behalf based on some of the arguments that you have given to the Excel. You would just tell to the Excel that this is my employee ID. Hey, Mr. Excel, you will have to go over there. You will be finding the age of this employee. And whatever the age of this employee, you will be posting over here automatically. I won't have to go again and again manually to find the age of each and every employees of this list, because I do not have that much of a time. Now for 2 or 3 employees, you can find and go over there and search it and paste it over here. But for every number of employees, you cannot do this, right? You have got, say, 20 employees. You want to get the age of it. So if you'll be doing it for one and all, that's going to be too much time consuming. We do not have that much of a time. Time is the important resource, my dear friends. Time is the biggest constraint we have. And that constraint is a lifetime constraint. That is not a situational one. We are not going to waste the time. We will be telling the Excel how you'll be doing it. For this, we would be using either HLOOKUP or VLOOKUP. You can use the XLOOKUP as well, which has been given in the latest version. I guess it's there in Office 365 version. So if someone is using Office 365, you have XLOOKUP. So they have eliminated H and V entirely, and they have combined it in the XLOOKUP, which is an amazing lookup. But here in this case, the first thing we'll have to identify is that, sir, whether we should use the HLOOKUP or VLOOKUP. That's the first question. And before I tell you that where and which one you should use, you must be first aware about the fact that what is your primary key. When I say primary key, that means that is the data whose reference you will be taking to find in the master data. So here in this case, the common data, which is unique in nature, is the employee ID. When I say unique in nature, that means it's different for all the employee IDs. It must be unique in nature. Otherwise, Excel will get confused. No, if the same is getting repeated for 2 to 3 times, then Excel would be like, pehla wala lu ki dusra wala lu. And we do not want to confuse the Excel, so it must be unique in nature. Employee ID is unique in nature, just like we have the PAN card, Aadhaar card, enrollment numbers of yours. Now, again, step number 2, check that unique ID you have got, whether it is vertically given to you in the master data or it's horizontally given to you in the master data. So here in this case, my master data is the data from where I want to fetch this. So that's vertically represented. It's not the horizontal representation of the employee ID over there. And if it's the vertical representation, I would be using the VLOOKUP, not the HLOOKUP. I hope you have got my argument. First, identify who is the common link. Just like in the relationships, if you want to reach to the boy or girl, you find the common link. So here is going to be the Panditji. The Panditji is going to be the employee ID in this case, who is going to be the common link between the groom and bride. Identify that. Number 2, once you identify the Panditji, Please check it out that whether the Panditji is vertically given there or is horizontally represented in which data? Sir, in a master data. In a master data, it's vertically given. That's why I would be using the VLOOKUP. If the same employee IDs would have been given like this, then I would have used edge lookup. I hope that's absolutely clear to everyone. Once you are clear with that, the next step is obviously starting with the sign of equal to where you want to get this data. So the sign of equal to I have pressed there. VLOOKUP. We have identified that VLOOKUP is the function we are going to use. Then opening the bracket. First is the lookup value. As I have already stated to all of you, the lookup value is the primary data or the common key और द पंडित जी इन आर लैंग्वेज. लेकिन पंडित जी को तुम कहाँ पे सिलेक्ट करोगे? सेकेंडरी में करोगे कि प्राइमरी में करोगे? पंडित जी लिंक बनाने वाले हैं, तो पहले हमारे घर आए हैं तो पहले हम हमारे घर वाले में सिलेक्ट करेंगे, राइट? सो वो हमारा घर कौन सा है? सेकेंडरी डेटा. दैट्स वेयर वी वांट टू गेट द एज, राइट? सो पंडित जी को भाव देना है, लेकिन पहले हमारे घर पे देना है. Then pressing the comma to go to the next syntax of the parameter, and the next syntax of the parameter is the table array. Table array is, my dear friends, the master data. But please put it in the back of your mind that the selection of the table array must start from the first column, and the first column must always be your lookup value. Some people will be like, sir, nahi samajh mein aaya. See, A6 you have got. Why there is an A6? Because that's the Pandit ji, and we haven't got the absolute reference because we want to copy and paste this formula again. So it must change the range as well as per our needs. So table array is the master data. So master data, I am going, but my selection must start from the employee ID. Please put it in the back of your mind. If there is one more column, which is just before this column, employee ID column, if you will be starting from there, it would be problematic, my dear friends. You'll not be getting the answer there. The selection of the table array must start from the Pandit ji. पंडित जी को भाव देना है तो पंडित जी को सबसे आगे भी रखना है. So while selecting the table array, I'm selecting it. Now here in this case, I want the age of that employee. Age is there in a E numbers column. So I need to select at least up to E. If you select up to F, then it's fine, no worries. But at least up to E, you should select the array. I'm using the words very carefully. At least I'm using. If you want to stretch it further for F, fine, no worries, you can do it. But only at least up to E you should have it. Now you would be pressing the comma to go to the next parameter. I am there right now in the master data. I haven't went anywhere. I am still there in the master data. Then it asks me what is the column index number. That's the third parameter. You can check it over there on the formula face. That's the third parameter of the formula. Column index number. Now this is the number of column where age is written. Can someone tell me what is the number of column where age is mentioned? May I have the interaction from the students, please? Column number E. Now E is the name of that column. We want that number because they have specified which number. Can someone tell me? you would start counting from your data selection. You had selected the employee ID first in your table array, right? Now I would be telling to the Excel that in table array, which column is the column where you should apply your search. So I would say employee ID is 1, geographic location is 2, size of the home is 3, gender is 4, and sir, age in years is 5. So I am writing 5 over there because I am supposed to write the number of that column. So once the 5 is written over there, pressing the comma, my dear friends, and there is very last argument, which is true or false. True stands for the approximate match, false stands for the exact match. Here in this case, if our lookup value is exactly matching, that means the Panditji is exactly matching both in the master data and in the secondary data, then only we want the answer. Otherwise, we do not want the answer in age in years. So that's going to be the exact match. So I'll be manually typing false, F-A-L-S-E. Then closing the bracket, my dear friends. This is how the formula looks like. Pressing the enter. You must have seen that I have got 72 in this case. I won't have to do it again and again. I can just copy it and paste it to other cells. It will systematically find the employee ID from the master data. It will systematically search and apply that search. It will find it and it will take it over here. You won't have to do it manually. Let me do it again. Let me do it again so that those who couldn't get it will be able to understand in a quite detail. So if you couldn't get it, and if you those people who have got it as well will be concentrating again with the utmost concentration, my dear friends, starting with the sign of equal to. We look up, opening the bracket, the first argument. Can someone tell me what's the first argument and what should I do now? What should I do?
Sir, select the lookup value.
What is the lookup value?
The previous box, A, I think what it is.
Okay, so
It's
it's the
889. Yes, A8.
A8 is the lookup value. Putting the comma to go to the next parameter. Now it's the table array. So rest of the students, can someone tell me what is this table array? Say it's
Sir, we have to go in the master data and select that.
good. So selection में कहाँ से शुरू करूँ? इधर geographic location से.
Sir, no, sir. Employee ID, sir.
Absolutely correct. Your selection must start from the column of employee ID, and it should at least
Go to till the age.
yes. So once that is selected, now see, you will have to select the entire table, huh, my dear friends? So control shift down arrow, entire table, control shift down arrow, up to 5,000 number of employees, whatever the number of employees are given to me in this case. Pressing the comma to go to the next parameter. I'm there right now on the master data only. I haven't gone anywhere. The third one is the column index number in the selected range of the data. The employee ID is 1, this is 2, this is 3, gender is 4, and the age in years is 5. So I'm just typing 5 there. Comma.
5, false.
False. Closing the bracket. Pressing the enter. You have got the age in years. Now the problem here is if you copy and paste it, now the range gets shifted a bit. If you take it here, say here in this case, the range is, I'm right now there in the third cell where I've entered the formula. the range is A2 to E5001, right? But if you go to the next one, the range is A3 to E5002. So that means it is changing the range of the master data. See, this lookup value range must get changed, which is the first parameter. A8 must become A9. A9 must become A10 because we want to get the different answers for the different employees. But the range of the selected data, which is A2 to 5001, that must remain constant, right? Because that range is not going to be changed. And I would be making it constant by doing the divorce of A and 2. How can I make the divorce of A and 2? हम उनको बोलेंगे कि भाई भाई कोरोना है, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग, चलो अलग हो जाओ. So between A and 2 we would be pressing F4. Congratulations, we have successfully divorced them. Again we would be making the divorce between E5001. So F4. So the dollar sign is inserted before E as well, before 5001 as well. Pressing the enter. Now that means now if you copy and paste that cell, then the range will not get changed, you know. And we haven't applied this absolute referencing in the first one, which is the Pandit ji. पंडित जी को वैसे के वैसा ही रखना है, हमें सिर्फ मास्टर डेटा का रेंज फिक्स करना है. So उसमें ही हमने absolute referencing लगाया है, rest everything is same. May I have the confirmation from the students, please? Have you got the age? All of you?
Sir, I got the age till A8. After that, I haven't got the age.
Which one you have got?
Sir, till A8.
A8 you have got. After that you haven't got.
Sir, same
No,
here.
Same here. Please check it whether you are making any mistake in the formula or what. Whether you are checking, check it out, check it out. Whether you are making any mistake in the formula or what, check it out. Okay, let me just check it, how many have got it. Okay, Miss Saraswati, should I do it again? I have got the confirmation from Deepesh, good to see that. Then I've got it from Mitesh as well, good. Dhruv as well. Miss Saraswati is stuck somewhere. And if the Saraswati is stuck, that means the problem must be very genuine. Okay, equal to VLOOKUP. This is how the syntax looks like. Saraswati, if you are facing any problem, shall I do it again for you?
Sir, may I ask a question?
Yes, why not?
Sir, how did you get E5001? Because when we are selecting, we're getting E2, which is why I think all of us are facing the error.
Yeah, correct.
Hey, my
I got
friend.
the E4.
Oh, my friends. Oh, my friends. You didn't select the entire data over there or what? Hey, my friends, let me do it again. So equal to, starting with the sign of equal to VLOOKUP. And I'm using the VLOOKUP, that's this one, lookup value, comma, table array is the master data. Now here, I'm going to the first cell from employee ID to the age in years. Now, age in years. It's not just the first row you will have to select. You will have to select it up to the last row. So it's not just A2 to E2, my dear friends. It must be up to the last row. So I would again be pressing Control Shift down arrow. So it must be selected up to the last cell of the active data range, my dear friends. Then only it's correct, otherwise not. I hope that's making the sense now. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That's where you are making the mistake. So it's not A2 to E2. Oh, पहले वाले में मैंने A2 to E2 ही किया था, इसलिए आप कंफ्यूज हो गए. Got it. तो वहां पे जाके अपन है ना पूरा डेटा सिलेक्ट करेंगे, कंट्रोल शिफ्ट डाउन एरो, तो पूरा डेटा। कॉलम के लिए मैंने बताया था कि एज इन ईयर्स की कॉलम तक, लेकिन नीचे तो पूरा चले जाना है, सही है। So this is how it must be looking like. E5001. Now you can just drag it up to the last cell, you will get the age, or you can just copy and paste it down. Okay, based on this, I would just be testing the knowledge of the students now. Let's go to the next task. Let's see that what's the requirement of the next task. Bring the job category of specified employees from the master data by using VLOOKUP only if the age is more than 50, else write not needed. Okay, some people will be like, sir, what is this task? की समझ में नहीं आया। तो मैं हूं ना बेटा, अब अगर एज 50 के ऊपर है, then only we want to use the VLOOKUP, otherwise we do not want to use the VLOOKUP. Now sir, after using the VLOOKUP, what do we want to get? We want to get the job category of this fellow, all the employees we have got over here from the master data. Now we won't be searching the job category of each and every employee over there manually, because we know the VLOOKUP. That's one thing. Number two thing, the VLOOKUP needs to be applied only if the age is more than 50. Can someone tell me what should we do? Apply your logic.
Done, sir. I got the marks.
What should I do? Acha, you have got those age, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everyone.
Use the if formula first and then start the VLOOKUP formula.
Absolutely correct. We would be using the if formula. So when I say if formula, that means the VLOOKUP will be forming a part of the if formula. So let's see, because see, you can put the formula inside the formula as well. No, that's nothing but the nested function. So here we are creating the nested function, starting with the sign of if formula. Some people will be like, sir, जहाँ पे 50 है ना, उसके सामने VLOOKUP का फॉर्मूला यूज करेंगे। ओ भाई साहब, वैसे नहीं करना है हमें, क्योंकि यहाँ पे तुम्हारे पास 5-6 का डेटा है। अगर इफ यू विल बी हैविंग द डेटा इन 1000 नंबर ऑफ रोज एंड कॉलम्स, तो फिर एक एक का देखने जाओगे एज। तो हमें क्या चाहिए सर? हमें if function यूज करना है, starting with the sign of if. May we have the digital round of applause for the girl who has given me this answer? That's a very, very good answer, my dear friends. Let me just tell it to you. So starting with if, and the first logical test in the if is going to be this age must be more than 50, comma. Now I have selected the age from the secondary data only. I have selected the age from the secondary data only. Everyone must be clear about that. Now, if this logical test stands true, if it is getting satisfied, then we want to use the VLOOKUP, else we do not want to. So now in the value if true, you can insert VLOOKUP. I hope that's clear now. So in value if true, you are using the VLOOKUP. If value will be false, then we would just write it like not needed in the 2 double inverted commas. But we have entered the VLOOKUP for the second parameter of the syntax. VLOOKUP has got its own syntax, and the first we have in the VLOOKUP is the lookup value, and the lookup value you people are aware that is the employee ID. Selecting the employee ID, then pressing the comma to go to the next parameter of the syntax. That's the table array. Can someone tell me what is the table array? May we have the interaction, please?
Master data.
Master data. Good. The selection must start from okay. The selection must start from the employee ID because that's our lookup value. Pandit ji sabse pehle. Now, once you select the Pandit ji, the selection must be there at least up to the job categories. Let me check it. Kahan pe hai job categories? Yes. And when you select it, no, see on the right hand side, there is 1R multiplied by 10C written. So that tells you that in your selection of the data, the job category is there in 10th number of column. So job category is there in the 10th number of column. You can search it over there. So you won't have to manually search it कि भाई ओ हो सर कितना का कॉलम है जॉब कैटेगरी का. सर्च करने की जरूरत नहीं है भैया, एक्सेल दे रहा है आंसर. लेकिन यहां तक मिस्टेक नहीं करनी है, नीचे तक जाना है. Master data is the entire data up to the job category. So control shift down arrow. Then pressing the comma. Now we are there into the column index number. The column, just now we have seen the column where the job category is written is the 10th numbers column. I'm writing manually 10 there. Then again pressing the comma. To go to the last parameter of the syntax, which is true or false, we would be using the exact match. अगर employee ID exactly match होता है तो ही, वरना नहीं. तो पंडित जी को बोलो तुम अगर मेरे लिए सर्च कर रहे हो तो मैंने जैसा बोला वैसा exactly match होना चाहिए. False. Closing the bracket, pressing the enter. Oh yes, we haven't. Please do not press the enter. Once you complete the false and complete the bracket, no, we have effectively concluded the second parameter of the syntax, that is value if true, but value if false is still pending. So again press the comma. So now we are into the if syntax, you know. तो if syntax के अंदर third वाला है, that is the value if false, and if the value if false, that means if this condition is not satisfied. What is the condition? That means if the B6 is not more than 50, then in the double inverted comma I would be writing not needed, closing the bracket, no, closing the double inverted comma. और सबसे पहला जो हमने ब्रैकेट इंसर्ट करके रखा है ये B6 का पहला, वो भी तो क्लोज करना पड़ेगा. So closing one more bracket. So this is how your formula would be looking like. And one more thing, पंडित जी को पहले बोला कि एग्जैक्ट मैच कर दे, फिर पंडित जी को बोला कि A2 और J5001 के बीच में आपको डाइवोर्स भी करना है. So I'm using F4 over there, locking the cells. In J5001 as well, locking those cells because I want to fix the range of the data table array. Now if you just enter it, you won't have to do it again and again. Just copy this and paste it to other cells, and sir, you would get the job categories if the conditions would be satisfied, and if the conditions will not be satisfied, the job categories will not be given to you. I hope that's pretty much clear to everyone. May I have the confirmation from the students? How many of you have got this?
सर फॉर्मूला एक बार शो करो तो.
फॉर्मूला शो करिए. Okay, so this is how the formula looks like. You can check it out. ये तो फॉर्मूला शो करने के लिए बोला, अच्छी बात है. एक स्टूडेंट मुझे बोलता है कि सर स्टेप करके बताओ. मैं बोला स्टेप करके बताओ, ये क्या मुजरा है? स्टेप क्या? Okay. Did you get where you have got the problem? Let me just go through the chat box. How many of you have got it? Let me just check it out there. Ms. Saraswati has got it. Miss Hemali too. Miss Shreya as well. Oh, my Bab, good to see that. Then Mr. Mitesh. Mr. Vishal too, good to see. Others, I'm waiting for the confirmation. Miss Millie is silent today. Millie silent मत हो वरना मैं violent हो जाऊंगा. Deepesh. Millie और mic is on. Mr. Gaurav's mic is also on. श्वेता जैसा ना हो जाए. Shweta, your mic is on. Everyone was chilling, you know. But still, Shweta couldn't understand. Fine. You can keep your mic on. I don't have any problem. Okay. So your task would be, you will be finding the household income. Now see, one more time you'll be using the VLOOKUP, but for yours with current employer, for gender, and for debt to income ratio, you will not be using the VLOOKUP again and again. You will just be copying the formula, whatever you have entered, and you will be pasting over here in these 3 columns. But you will have to paste it very smartly. You will have to enter the formula smartly over here by using some referencing. So that's the task given to you. You will be doing it. 5 minutes are given to you. Uninterrupted 5 minutes. Everyone please do it. And once it is done, please put the confirmation in the chat box that you are done with that. Okay, guys, I'm back. I just went outside for a minute. Mr. Jaidev has done it. Mr. Daksh as well has done it. Some construction related activities are going on outside. It's really, frustrating. The voice is coming a lot. Mr. Gaurav, ये जयदेव पंडित क्या कर रहा है भाई? Gaurav has done it and Daksh has done it. Good. Mr. Mitesh as well, good to see that the list of confirmations is increasing. Here in this case, Deepesh has done it as well, though दूसरा gender पीछे रह गया. એ જયેશભાઈ ત્યાં પાછળ કઈક અવાજ આવે છે યાર, કોણ છે? કઈ કામ ચાલુ છે ત્યાં? હા, એમને કહો ને યાર થોડીક વાર બંધ કરે, અડધી કલાક જેવું હોય તો. હા નહીં, હું ગયો તો એમની સાથે વાત થઈ, કયો ને બંધ કરે. Okay, what about others? Should I do it for you guys there? The last confirmation I've received is only from Deepesh. Others haven't got it yet. See, you won't have to just use the VLOOKUP. You can use the formula you have applied over here in the age as well. But you'll have to smartly change something over here that's in A6. See, you'll be copying and pasting that, but here in A6, you must ensure that, the column number A must remain same, but you want to change the rows, right? Because see, in column number A only, your employee ID is there. So what I'll do is, here in the age only, I'm pressing F4, again pressing F4, again pressing F4. So I have the dollar sign inserted just before A, and 6 is not committed. So 6 is single, A is committed. So this is how the formula structure must look like. So what we have effectively done is we have locked A numbers column and 6 numbers row is not committed. Right. So what I'll do is, see, I'm just putting the enter there. I'm copying it and pasting it over here. Okay, no, I'll not be able to paste it. The reason being, I need to select the data as well. Household income is not coming in the table array which I have selected, no? Okay, so let me find the household income. VLOOKUP. Everyone, I guess, should be watching over here in case if you couldn't get it. So equal to VLOOKUP, opening the bracket, lookup value is the first one we have got here, which is the employee ID, opening the and putting the comma, then table array is the master data we have got there, master data starting from the employee ID. Then I'm selecting up to the last one, huh? एकदम अंत वाला जो कॉलम है ना, वहां तक सिलेक्ट कर लेते हैं. फिर अपन क्या करेंगे, वो टेबल अरे है उसको भी फिक्स कर देंगे. So I'm selecting it up to the last one. Let me select the headings as well. You can select the heading, then also it's fine, no worries. So up to the last one, I'm selecting the entire table, then comma, then I'm there into the column index number. So I was finding the household income, right? So household income there is there in which numbers column? Let me just check it manually. The column number for household income is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 is the number of column where household income is written. So I'm typing manually 16 and comma. Then I'm using false, manually writing false over there, pressing enter. So you've got the household income over here, right? Now see, one more thing. This is how the syntax looks like. You may just check it, everyone, please. Then A and 6 over there has to be some lock, So which kind of a lock must be there? Only the column needs to be locked. 6 must remain independent because we want to change the 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and also on, So A must be locked because we know that the job category is there in the A numbers column. So if we'll be copying and pasting that, it shouldn't change the column number. So F4, F4, F4. So this is how it should look like. Then I'm locking the A1 and EC5001 as well. So over there you can put just the absolute referencing A1 and EC5001. Over there too we have put F4, pressing enter. Now you can copy and paste it down to the other cells. So you have got the household income of all the people. You can also copy and paste it to all these cells, right? But only thing is, you will have to change the column numbers now. Nothing else. You won't be entering the GUI lookups again and again. You will just be changing the column numbers. So go over there manually and check it out that where your column number is. So when I say years with current employer, so just check it out and see that where the years with current employer are. The years with current employer is in M numbers column.
I got the household income, but the year with current employer, gender, and debt to income ratio not found.
Okay, that's what I'm doing, no? कोई ये फाइंड करके बताओ कि ये जो years with current employer है वो टेबल अरे में कौन से वाले नंबर के कॉलम में है. So just copy that formula and paste it to all other cells, and we would just be changing the column numbers, nothing else. May I have the answer from the students on this, please? Oh, मेरी attendance कम हो गई. Some people are offended. Oh, sorry. तहे दिल से sorry. Maybe कोई बताएगा भाई क्या है? कहाँ से मिलेगा? You can use something called count a option to count something which is not in numbers. So let me just insert column there or row there, an empty row. And if you do not want to enter the empty row, you can count somewhere else as well. Say I'm going over here and I'm using counta option, CONUTA. So counta also counts the text. So what I want to see that from enrollment number to years with current employer, I am selecting the range, closing the bracket. So I've got the count which is 13. So over there in the formula, instead of 16, I would be writing 13. में कुछ और है 11 to 15. हाँ, years with current employer में 11 to 14. हाँ, perfect है, सही आंसर है. In the same manner, we would be finding that, sir, gender is there in which numbers column? Let's check it out. So gender is there in 4th numbers column, right? So over there, you'll have to just change in the formula. Instead of 16, you would be writing 4, and now you'll be copying and pasting down to other cells. Oh my God, all are female. Good. Now let's take the debt to income ratio. Debt to income ratio कहाँ पे है? Now you must be aware about the debt to income ratio. That's a kind of a the ratio which helps you to know that how many number of times your income is been covered in a debt. So if it is less, it's very good. If it is too high, it's very bad. So say you have taken the debt, that means you have taken the borrowing loans of 1 lakh rupees and your income is 10,000. So your debt to income ratio comes around 10. It should be little less, So you should not take any debt which is more than 3 times or 4 times of your yearly income. So if your early income is 10 lakhs, you should not take the debt or borrowings more than 30 lakhs to 40 lakhs, else you will be too much in trouble. So maximum debt you should take if your yearly income is 10 lakhs should be 30 lakhs to 40 lakhs. So your debt to income ratio should be somewhere around 3 to 4. If it is more than that, it's the sign of concern for you as far as the personal financial management is concerned. Well, that's slightly off the track. I'm just finding the column number where the debt to income ratio is there. So count A. So counter option, opening the bracket, Now I'm selecting the range. Starting from the first, which is the column ID. ये पूरा क्यों सिलेक्ट कर रहा है यार? इतना पूरा सिलेक्ट नहीं करना है. Okay, so let me do it for the second column. मैं कौन सा भी कॉलम ले लूं, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि वो टाइटल वाला कॉलम ही हो. कौन सा भी कॉलम ले लूं, डेट टू इनकम रेशियो कहां तक है वहां तक सिलेक्ट करूंगा. Here I've got the debt to income ratio. That's here given as well, 19 numbers column, closing the bracket, pressing enter. So you must have got 19 there, right? So that counts the number of cells in which some values are written. I have used count A option. Count A option is used when you want to find for the text as well. Generally, count option gives you the number only if the data is in numbers. You can use the count A option if the data is in text as well. So it's 19. So I'm going over there. And instead of 16, I would be writing 19. Then I'm just copying it and pasting to other cells. You must be able to see that this is the debt to income ratio we have got. Oh my god, this people has got the debt to income ratio of 34 times. क्या बात है? मतलब ये भाई की इनकम अगर 1 लाख रुपए है तो उसने 34 lakhs का डेट लिया है. Oh, anyway, that's their concern, not at all our concern. May we have the confirmation from the students that we have got now, all of you? Or if you are stuck anywhere, just please let me know, everyone. From Saraswati, I have got the confirmation. Others, I'm waiting. Everyone, please. May I have the confirmation, please?
Sir, no, sir, I haven't got.
You haven't got it. You have got it or you haven't got it yet?
Sir, नहीं हुआ sir. After household income.
बेटा हाउस होल्ड इनकम के अंदर ये चेंजेस किया आपने, एस ए के ऊपर डॉलर और 6 ऐसा किया था? किया था कि नहीं किया था?
Yes, sir. Hold on, I'm just checking.
हाँ. Now why did I inserted this dollar sign over there? Because I wanted to fix that A numbers column. So whenever you'll be copying and pasting that formula again, no, the A numbers column will remain A numbers column only. Others, I haven't received the confirmation yet. Only from Saraswati I have got it till now. So where are we stuck?
Sir, I got.
Okay, from Gaurav as well we have got. Anyone else, please? कुछ नहीं करना था यार, ये हाउस होल्ड इनकम है, उसमें एक ही जगह पे एक के ऊपर आपको डॉलर लगा देना है, 6 को वैसा का वैसा ही रखना है. 16 नंबर का कॉलम हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया और ए और सी, AC 5001 over there you will have to lock the cells, as simple as that, because that range needs to be same for all this number of selections you would be doing, so that over there we have used the absolute referencing. And we had just copied the formula. And while copying the formula, the only thing that was pending to be done from our side was to change the column number. Because obviously for everything we were supposed to find the column number as well, right? For years with employer, the column number was 13. For gender, the column number was 4, and for debt to income ratio, the column number was 19. The same formula you were supposed to copy and paste it down. Just change the column numbers, as simple as that. And if you haven't got it done, it's gonna be the homework exercise for all of you. Try to do it, and more practice you will have, you will be able to understand the lookups in the better manner. Fine, then let's move ahead. So here I'm giving you a very simple task. You will be telling me that why I would be using the H lookup instead of V lookup in this case. Can someone explain me my question? I hope you have got my question first of all. I would be using the H lookup instead of V lookup in this case. I want to fill up this secondary table. Here I have the
Got it, sir.
here I have the master table. Here I have the secondary table. Good. I want to fill up this secondary table, but by using the H lookup. So I need the answer from your side. Why I'll be using the H lookup instead of V lookup in this case? May I have the answers, please?
Sir, because the main headings are given in horizontal line, not the vertical format. Like
Yeah,
employee ID is the first time. No,
Yeah, the
no,
vertical.
the main data from which we are looking.
हाँ, गुड सो गुड. तो पंडित जी को हमें देखना है कि इधर वाले में नहीं, पंडित जी उस वाले साइड पे आड़े सोए हुए हैं कि सीधे खड़े हुए हैं. तो पंडित जी आड़े सोए हुए हैं, सीधे खड़े नहीं. So that's why we would be using the H lookup, right, instead of V lookup. See, here in this case, this employee ID is vertically given, but that's the secondary data. We want to fetch it from the primary data. And the primary and the master data over there, the employee ID is horizontally given to you. And the employee ID is again the lookup value through which we want to fetch the data, right? So that's why I would be using the H lookup instead of V lookup, starting with the sign of equal to. Some people will be like, sir, directly सीधा copy कर लो ना, क्यों इतना सर्च कर रहे हो? तो बेटा इधर छोटू सा डेटा है. If you would be having the Bahubali Kinda data, just like we have got 5,000 number of rows and 10,000 number of columns, if such kind of a data would be there, then will you be doing it manually? That's not rational as well, right? So you would be using the function called H lookup in this case. H stands for the horizontal. H lookup, opening the bracket. First of all, you have is the lookup value. So lookup value in the secondary data you would be selecting, not in the primary. So I am selecting this A8. That's gonna be my lookup value. पंडित जी, but अपने खुद के घर में आए हैं वो वाले. Comma. Table array is going to be the master data. You can select even the headings. That's perfectly fine. No worries. But please make sure that your selection must start from the employee ID only if any row is there above or below. Do not select the selection from there. Please start it from the employee ID only. Once the data is selected, then pressing the comma, then it asks me the row index number instead of the column index number, because obviously it's H lookup. Now see, the first name is given to us in the row number 2. Now see, you will be checking the row number 2 from your selection, not from the first one. If there would have been, say, let me introduce one column over here. If there would have been one row, sorry, if there would have been one row, 2 rows like this, then also your column number with your row number will be 2 only, because we want to see that row number from the selection, not from the top. So again, I'm using the H lookup. Lookup value is the employee ID, comma, the table array. So my selection starts from this, right? So once that is selected, then comma. Now it asks you the row index number. Now row index number must be from your selection, not from the first top. Top पे से नहीं, अपने खुद के सिलेक्शन में से. तो सर अपना खुद के सिलेक्शन में से कौन सा है जहां पे फर्स्ट नेम मिलेगा? सर 2 numbers row is the row where we'll be getting the first name, comma. Then you would have the false to exact match it, closing the bracket. Now can someone tell me, is anything remaining or we are done?
We have to lock the cells.
True, very true. We'll have to lock the cells. So we'll have to lock the cells, which is the master data, because when we'll be copying and pasting it down, no? At the time, it would be difficult for us to, again write the formula. And the range of the master data will get changed. So let me lock this. Let me keep it absolute. So inserting the dollar sign over there, pressing the enter. Now one more thing. I can also lock the A numbers column here. So I won't have to, copy the formula again and again. So I'm just pressing F4, F4, F4. So when I have the dollar sign just against A, that means A numbers column is locked, row will get changed. Row will become 11, row will become 12, row will become 13 as per the needs and requirements of us. Then pressing the enter. Now you just copy and paste it to all other cells. Right? So you have got the first name. Now the only thing you will have to do over here in the surname is that you will have to just change the 3 instead of 2. So I'm using 3 there because in 3 you have got the surname, right? So just copy it and paste it down to other cells. Then again in the department, instead of 3 you will have to do 4. So just copy and paste it to other cells because 4 numbers row is the row where departments are written. May we have the confirmation from the students that you have got, giving you 2 minutes uninterrupted silent.
Sir, show the formula.
Okay. This is how the formula looks like.
सर अपने डिपार्टमेंट में लास्ट नंबर क्या रखा था फॉल्स के पहले
क्या होना चाहिए तू बता.
1
कौन बताएगा? Anyone else would like to try? The question of Mr. Daksh is that sir डिपार्टमेंट में कौन सा नंबर का रो डाला है, तो कौन बताएगा कौन सा नंबर का आना चाहिए?
5
So 4.
4. Daksh, the answer is 4. Now you have got why the answer is 4, or should I explain that?
No sir, I got it.
Can you explain me how did you get it? Why we have written 4 there in the department now?
Sir, because the department cell is in A4 section, so we have to select those.
Okay, row number is 4 because in the selected range of the data, the selected range of the data looks like this. Now in that selection, there is a row number 4 where department names are written. 1 is employee ID, 2 is name, 3 is surname, and 4th is the department. Is it clear? Okay, let me just check that how many confirmations we have received over there. Mr. Mitesh has got, Ms. Saraswati has got it, good to see. Ms. Hemali has done as well. Others are waiting for the confirmation. Mr. Vishal has done as well, good to see that. Ms. Shreya too, good. Dhruv has done it as well. Good. Now let me move ahead further. Let me put some tasks in front of you. Okay. The next task is, say in the first name I have got Emily and in the second name I have got Johnson. Now the first name and surname are given to you in the two different cells. I want the name and the surname both in the same cell. Can someone tell me what can we do? Emily and Johnson must be written in the same cell, not in the different cells. I hope you got my question first of all. Emily and Johnson are written in the two different cells. I want to write it just in a one cell. That's the task for us right now. Can someone tell me what can we do? You can guess it. That's perfectly fine. I'm not going to judge you, beta. यार इधर अपना क्लास चल रहा है उधर यस सर चल रहा है अपना व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप कौन सी बात का यस सर चल रहा है अच्छा someone has put the message there okay anyone I hope you got my question okay merge and center is one option which is given by Mr. Mitesh good try but merge and center is not the option which we can use here because in merge and option the value of one cell goes out. Say if you select those two cells, Emily and Johnson, and if you try to merge it up by using the merge and center, say I'm there in the home tab and I'm going to the merge and center like this. Here I have the merge and center. Then it tells me that merging cells only keeps the upper left value and discards the other values. So upper left value is the Emily. So only Emily will survive. Rest every values will go. So this is how it will look like. So that's why we cannot use the merge and center. Can someone tell me? I hope you have got why we cannot use the merge and center, right? Okay. There is one function called concatenate, which you can use to merge the values of the cells. So here in this case, we want to merge the values of first name and surname somewhere in a different cell, but both must be looking together. So we would be using the concatenate, starting with the sign of equal to, CONCATE, concatenate, then opening the bracket. Then here in this case, the concatenate, you will have to just select the cells where you wanna, which you wanna take in a merge, So first is going to be, sir, the first name. So selecting that cell, that's gonna be B10, comma. The second cell is going to be the surname, which is gonna be C10. Closing the bracket, pressing enter. So Emily Johnson. Now here again, you must take it that between Emily and Johnson, the space is not there, right? But sir, if you wanna get the space as well between the two, then what's gonna be the next one? Can someone tell me if you wanna insert the space between Emily and Johnson? Can you run your logic? What can we do?
So select the box, double click the box, and just go between the name and just paste it.
Anyone else? Okay. Say between these two values, you want the space, right? So what you will do, you will go between the B10 and C10 after the comma. Then you would again insert a double inverted comma. And in double inverted comma, you would just give a space. Press the space button for one time, so you'll get the one space there. If you'll be pressing it for two times, you'll get the two spaces there. So I'm just pressing it for one time, then again closing the double inverted comma, then pressing the comma. So effectively the space we have taken as the third cell, a third value which you want to merge. So now you can just enter it. So you must observe that the space is also inserted between the two. Now you can copy and paste it to all other cells because we have given the relative reference, so it will take it for others as well. So Emily, Martin, Joe, Perry, and John all have the surnames now, all in a one box. May we have the confirmation from the students on this, please? Every one of you, please have the good amount of
Yes,
energy
sir.
and good. We have got good. Hemali as well.
Done,
Good.
sir.
Okay, if someone is there in the contact of Millie, please tell to Millie that I have said sorry, or to all the students who have felt offended from my side. I'm really sorry. Let me go to the other tasks now. Say here, before Emily, you want something to be written like name, and before Johnson, you want something to be written like surname. I hope you got my question. Before Emily, name must be there, and after the name, there should be colon. Then the Emily should start, and after surname, colon, then Johnson should start. If I want that kind of a text somewhere, just from the names, two names I have got, one is surname and another one is the name, how can I do it? So I hope you got my question first of all. Starting with the sign of equal to, we'll be using the same function called concatenate, C-O-N-C-A-T-E, concatenate. Then text number one. Now see, text number one here in this case, you can manually write in the formula itself. So you want to start Emily with name, right? So I'm writing it in double inverted comma.
Sir, it just reverse it. The दोनों को
Task.
उल्टा कर दो फॉर्मूला में.
क्या किया?
सर अभी मैंने फॉर्मूले में दोनों की पोजीशन चेंज कर दी, B8 एंड C8. तो सर सरनेम पहले आ गया, नाम बाद में आ गया.
अच्छा, मेरा टास्क वो नहीं है. मैंने क्या बोला कि ये नेम लिखा होना चाहिए एंड
क्या सर?
जॉनसन के आगे सरनेम लिखा होना चाहिए. सरनेम एंड नेम मस्ट बी रिटन. Then there should be a colon, and after that Emily should be written. Then surname must be written. Surname मतलब कि surname in literal sense surname, S-U-R-N-A-M-E. Then there should be a column, and then there should be a Johnson written. So if you wanna get that kind of a text, then I would be writing, first of all, I want the name, right? Name to be written, N-A-M-E in a literal sense. So I'm writing N-A-M-E. Then I'm inserting those two dots. Then after those two dots, I guess one space is also required, right? So I'm pressing one space. Then closing the double inverted comma. Then comma. So after comma, you want Emily to be written, right? So I'm selecting the cell where Emily is written. So that's gonna be my B10 in this case. Then pressing the comma. Now before Johnson, I want surname to be written, just like we have written the name in this case. So if you wanna write like this, then what I'll do is, I would again insert the double inverted comma. You have got this, why I'm inserting the double inverted comma. If anything is there which is in a text, it must be there in a double inverted comma in the bracket whenever you will be using the formula. So I'm writing surname now, then column like this. Then I am inserting a space. एक बार space भी press कर रहा हूँ. Then closing the double inverted comma, comma. Now I am giving the link to the surname, and the surname is this cell, which is C10. Now closing the bracket, pressing the enter. So you must have got that we have got Emily. Name अच्छा. Can someone tell me what's the mistake? एक जगह पे problem है. Can someone identify the mistake here?
Emily and surname के बीच में there is no space.
True. So Emily and surname के बीच में there is no space. So can you just give me the solution? What should we do now for this?
Space in between double quote.
Very true. In double quote, the space in between. So I'm going after the B10 again, double quote, then space, complete the double quote, then comma. So you have the space over there as well between the name and the surname, and then you can press the enter again, so you have got the space as well. So accordingly, my dear friends, if you have something written and you want to write, you know, some other sorts of a, you know, address, you can write it at the beginning or in the middle or after the end of the certain words. You can add those kind of a text. If you want to write Mr. or Miss against the name of the people you have got, if you want to write the names or the degrees, if you want to write, you know, the doctor or the CA or CS or MBA, if the names are given to you, or you want to just write something else, you can use it by using the concatenate. You won't have to do it manually again and again. Okay, now here you must have observed that Emily and Johnson. Now here, if you just click on it, no, it's the concatenate. That means it's still the formula. It's not the text right now. It's the formula, and as a result of applying that formula, we have got certain text. So if I just want to remove this formula, and if I want that as a value, then what I'll have to do is I'll have to copy this. Once selecting this, I'm using the Control C, right? Then I would go to the paste spatial. In the paste spatial, I would just select the option of values, and I'm pasting it over here only. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just pasting on that particular text only, pressing OK. So you must have observed that the formula is removed. It's the text now. So based on this, my next task is, once you have got this, please give me a confirmation through the chat box that you are there with me. Everyone, please. Okay, Hemali is there with me. Yeah, Saraswati as well. विशाल रिपीट. ओके, विशाल जो हमारे पास मिले थे ना, उसको हमने कॉपी किया. कॉपी करने के बाद हम पेस्ट स्पेशल में गए और वैल्यू सिलेक्ट करके उधर ही पेस्ट कर दिया बाय प्रेसिंग द ओके. एज सिंपल एज दैट. Okay, now let's listen my next task. Everyone, please focus here. Now, if something is given to you like this, Emily and Johnson, Martin and Feldman, and every surnames and names, you wanna segregate these two texts by taking space as the base. Between the name and the surname, you have the space, right? So from the space, this must be segregated into two cells. I do not want to write it in a one cell. Now, again, I changed my mind and someone came to me and said that, Mr. Ronak, you would be requiring this in a two different cells because that's the requirement of the data. So I hope you got my question. We want to segregate this text. Emily must be there in a different cell. Johnson must be there in a different cell. Can someone tell me what can we do? Concatenate was to merge the values of the two cells. Now the exact reverse of the concatenate, we wanna segregate the value from the one cell to the two cells or to the four cells or whatever the cells we would be having. Can someone tell me? Any guess?
Sir, wild guess. There is a concatenate function or what?
Good, I liked it. I liked it, but that's not the right answer. Anyone else? Good. So you had used the antonyms of this, concatenate or deconcatenate. Okay. Okay, there is one called text to columns. One option called text to columns. You can use to segregate the values of the cells from one to various others. So first of all, before using the text to columns, your data must be selected, and please ensure that whatever the number of columns you require for this are next to you, given to you, and where no data has been inserted, right? So if here in this one cells, this would be converted into two cells now. So you must observe that the one more column must be empty next to it. Otherwise, it will overwrite the data. Whatever is written over here in this will be overwritten by the change we are making. So text to column, please ensure that whatever the number of cells you require are empty next to it. We require one more cell, so that's empty next to it, right? Number two, select the cells which you want to segregate. Then you would go to the data, and in data there is something called text to columns. Over here in the data tools, please check it out. My mouse cursor is over there. In data, you have got text to columns. Okay. Then in text to columns, you would go to the fixed width. Then in the fixed width, you would go to, oh no, not in the fixed width. Sorry. Go to the back. You would just go with the delimited width. Fixed width का application हम बाद में देखेंगे. So the first option must remain checked just like we have right now. Then press enter. Then you will have to identify that you want to segregate the text based on what. So is there any semicolon inserted over there, or something like comma is there, or something like space is there, or some other options are there? See, if you have the slash, then what you will do, you will click on this and you will insert the slash like this. So it will segregate based on the slash. So here in this case, the difference between the two is the space, right? Space is actually segregating it. So I'm selecting the option of space. So you must have seen that the preview is given to you next to it here. Then you would go to the next. So this is how it would be looking like. I'm not changing the format of the data right now. Let's remain as it is, whatever there. Press finish. So you must observe that family is there and Johnson is shifted to the next cell now. May we have the confirmation from the students that we have got till now everything? हो गया सबका? Okay, good. Good. So next time we would be exploring the text to column in the detailed manner, and index and match are also supposed to be required from supposed to be done from our side. So if I give you the rapid fire revision of whatever the things we have done till now, we have understood how to apply the rules in the data validation by using the custom rule making in the data validation. That was the point number one for the discussion. Then we went to the VLOOKUP. You people are aware about the syntax of the VLOOKUP. It starts with the sign of equal to, then it goes to the VLOOKUP. Then in the syntax, the first argument is the lookup value. Then there would be a table array, which is the master data. Then there would be either a column index number or the row index number. If there would be an HLOOKUP, it would be row index number. If it is the VLOOKUP, it would be column index number. Then it would be approximate or exact match. You complete the formula, you can get the value by doing the systematic search. Then we went to the concatenate function, which merges the text from the two boxes, from the two cells in a one. It's not just about two. You can merge as many you want to. If you want to merge 5 cells, absolutely you can. If you want to insert some other text as well between the concatenated merged section, you can insert those customized text as well, but make sure that it must be there in a double inverted comma in the formula. After that, we have also seen that how to segregate the text as well. Just in the case we have taken name and surname, and we want to segregate that in terms of names and the surnames to be given in the two different columns. That also we have seen. So text to column we have explored up to certain extent. We would be looking into it in the detailed manner in the next session. So that's what we have done today. So if you have any queries or questions, you couldn't understand anything, please let me know. Else I'm assuming that you have got everything. May I have the final confirmation from the chat box that you are absolutely clear with everything? In case you have the query, please let me know. I'm here to listen it for next 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Clear everything.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Good. So as a mark of your attendance, you can just put the enrollment number in the chat box. And once the enrollment number is written over there in the chat box, then you may leave the session. In case if you have a doubt, you can remain in this. You can ask that doubt to me. Bye-bye, take care, sayonara, enjoy the rest of the day. See you all in the next session with the utmost energy and enthusiasm.